Hey everybody, it's Ross here and welcome back. So this week is another locomotive review. It is one of two Bachmanns I picked up off trainworld.com. They were on for a big discount and one of them was one I really wanted to get. So that one's going to be the one first up for review here. Excuse me. And that one here would be the 060 tank engine. It's DCC equipped and just looking at it, looks pretty good. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting mesmerized. I have a thing with these little tank engines. They're so adorable. But at any rate, let me get the camera repositioned and we'll get this thing set up to see how it all looks up close. Alright, starting off, let's get rid of this piece of packing paper. Now, like any typical DCC equipped, I'm pretty sure it's got the basic booklet, warranty card, yada yada yada. We got this nice plastic unit to seal the locomotive in. Now, I've looked at other reviews of this locomotive and, excuse me, for the most part they were all made with sound equipment, show them off the sound. That's fine and dandy. But I want to do an in-depth one here, test its pulling power and all that. So of course we have Williams by Bachmann combined catalog card. We have the can only please fill in the mail this card within 10 days of purchase. Validated warranty. Sadly though, those 10 days have passed, so that's no good to me. Have our important notice. In accordance with strict international electric emission regulations, are equipped with suppression capacitors, blah blah blah, with radio and television signals, and I guess airplanes. There's the one I want. We have the DCC on board. Thank you for purchasing letter. On the back, we have all of our breakdowns. Now, I want to say metal bearings, but I think those just might be slip caps or something for the wheels here. Well, the good side is, at least, if those aren't bearings, at least the inside of the chassis here, it's rounded, so that's a good start. Maybe those are the slots for the bearings, because the bottom, they're square. And of course we have a 1-year warranty information, la la la. This is the more important one I want to hang on to. These ones here, they can go in the fire later on. Alright, so this thing feels very light in the packaging. Let's just get her out. Without breaking anything, hopefully. There we go. Ooh, that is impressive. I'll just do this. Vapors, all the squeaky noise. Stick it over there for storage. Alright, so this thing is quite light in my hands. Yes, sir. Alright, let me get this foam up and see if I can't find my tripod, because I can't find my tripod. So I couldn't find my good old trusty little tripod. But fortunately enough, I do have a spare one, but it's a little taller and a little more wobbly, so I gotta be careful here. Which also means with a double stack, this. Put the light down. Everything comes in dark on this camera still. Jeez. White backdrop, white stand for it, and still picky as heck. So, to begin with, let's go over the finer details of this locomotive. We have these separately applied handrails. Looks like ladders. So we're on the front. This, by the way, is Midvale steel for the branding, but yeah, anyway, we've got this. Ooh, it's a nice wooden bumper on this with steps. I think that's a metal cut lever. Does it work? Oh, it does. It's flipped over way at the back. There we go. So far, the entire shell is plastic. Some dust. I can't tell if the linkage is oiled up or not. We'll put it on the track later and find out. Very, very basic detail. I believe this here is the... oh, what do you call it? When you switch from forward to reverse, part of that mechanism. We do have some couplers at the back. Some molded in and grab irons there. So it looks like we do not have a co-load in the back of this. But I wonder if that piece comes off so you can put a co-load in it. Kind of looks like it, eh? It does. Oh, there we go. That's a neat little feature. Tilt it back here. So much black. Something coming in. So take my word for it. There is a little... oh, it did not just do that. Oh, no. It's okay, folks. Nothing's broken off. Everything's still there. But yeah, take my word for it. There is a co-load. Oh, man. That's bad. Stick that back in. We do have separately applied handrails here to get into the rear of the locomotive. The top of the cab doesn't have a moving vent slide or vent roof, want to call it. We do have detail inside the locomotive. Whoops, japers. It's going to be a really weird review now. Yeah, there is boiler detail. What else can I see here? There's a seat, a spot for where the coal would come out. So that's pretty good. That's looking nice. And of course we got our bell, which doesn't move. My fingers out of the way. Yep, it's solid. Release valves and all that, and they're all just painted plastic. We do have brake rigging. Don't see anything in terms of sanding pipes. Oh, yeah, there's some rivet detail right along here, but this plate, it's just pure simple. I don't see any quality deficiencies here. It's all in one piece from the box and after it slid off and hit the table. So I'm going to take this down to my track and see how she runs. So here we are down on the track. I didn't need to use the cater reeler on this, and I also found my other tripod. It was right here the whole time, right in front of this re-railer. Man, it looks gorgeous. I mean, that Walther's one I have from last week, it's also gorgeous, but I love the detail on this one here. There's quite a few more little trinkets and whatnot. It says Porter on that one pipe. At any rate, I'm going to plug this in. Now, by default, they use address 3. So, first off, let's do a little crow test before I break it in. Give it some power. Whoa, quite the buzzy little motor. And a quick skip. That is super slow. It seems to be speeding up just a little bit. Right, let's try her in reverse. That's minimal power. I gotta recharge the battery on this thing because it's about to die, so that is pretty darn slow. We do have directional headlighting. Front one comes on, it dims, rear one comes on, back to forward again, and the rear one dims. Now on these DCC equipped, I think it was button 1, adjust the brightness. Cool, alrighty. So let's get this track cleared off and get it revved up and ready to go. I do not like that. That was quite the stutter. Why is it doing that? Hopefully that corrects itself while it gets run in. And it did die on the first point. Getting up to a bit more speed seems to help that nudging. So I'll let that run in and hopefully it gets smoother when time it's done. Okay folks, that's been about 25-30 minutes each direction. Let's see how she does now with the crawl. Has there been any improvements? Going forward. I do say it started running a lot better going forward after a few laps. Oh, seems to be, no, we're killing out right there. Can I go slower? No. So at that speed step, that's how slow she crawls going forward. That's still really good. Let's try the reverse. I should get my other controller hooked up so I know what speed steps I'm running. Okay, so here we are, reverse. Will it kill out like it did before going forward? Doesn't look like it. Let me try going forward again, see if we can repeat the issue. What if it's something in the gear or on the pad? Coming up on another cycle here. Could have just been a spot on my track here too. Yep. I think it's something on my re-railer that doesn't like. So now we go over to the pole test track. Last week I threw this together, but I didn't get a chance to set up properly. So this week, it's set up properly. So here we go. We got a caboose, the Santa Fe, the V Valley, the Great Northern, the Sinema Mid, or how you pronounce that, the Erie Lake Waka, MSL, Union Pacific, and Triangle Pacific. The 9 pieces of rolling stock we'll be testing on the pole track today. Keep in mind, the modules, they're not perfectly level. There is some small height map difference between the foam. Might be the way the glue's set, but anyway, it's a perfect opportunity to test it all out. Part of the pole test will be going over this point here, and to the very end, where we will park on another set of points. Switch that the other way. That's an old lifelike one. But everything else here is Atlas Model Railroad Nickel Silver. We will be doing a connectivity test over this crossing. I forget what type of metal that was. Almost like it's brass, but I gave it a good cleaning. And same thing going from point to point. And also, I've dug out my 3 heavyweight coaches that I have currently put together. They're a metal and plastic wheel blend, but the entire shafts in them are all metal, so it rolls really well. But they are decently heavy too. So let me get this locomotive set up and we'll get to the test. Now for this first pull test, I've connected 4 pieces of the rolling stock out of 9 because it's a lightweight locomotive, and also it does have a start at a bit of an incline. Coming to the middle, it levels out, and then we have this incline over here because I'm hooked up to a Bachmann re-railer for this digital command controller. So without further ado, let's get it plugged in. Activate my lights. Easy to identify too if it's going forwards or backwards. Oh wait, wrong one. There we go. So let's couple these up. Oh dear. Oh. The track is pretty new out of the packaging for a month. It's been cleaned. Alrighty, we are connected. So, beginning with not four locomotives, 4 pieces of rolling stock, your basic Bachmann stuff with plastic wheels and easy make couplers. Oh, poor wheel slipping. Alright, let's pull one off. We're wheel slipping still, but we're making movement. Making some movement. There we go. Oh shoot. Does this switch the right way? No, there we go. Alright, so we're down that minor grade, chugging along. At the very end is another crossover. Also acts as a safety barrier. We just entered it and already we are at a dead stop. Okay, so I pulled the locomotive back, I've cleaned the track off. It didn't feel bad, but when I pulled it back, I noticed it was on one of these plastic railers. So, we'll install again. We're creeping on. Yep, so it does not like the lifelike points. Oh, that's okay. So let's back this puppy up a little bit and go down the other side. Alrighty, we're in the reverse. Struggling to back up on level grade with plastic wheels. And it died out again. I wonder if it's got a really weak motor. Give it some more juice. Alright, we're back to the Erie Lakewanna boxcar. Let's try this again with 4. So giving it some ample power to the motor, it will actually pull 4. Bit of wheel slip at the start, but what can I say? Stop it before it gets on the points again. Fantastic. So long as you get sample juice, it will pull and push about 4 pieces of rolling stock. About 4. Yeah, we'll definitely have to go with 3 on this one. Get back on track, you. All right, so we'll move on to the crossover test for the points. See how it handles that. So we've got a nice fresh new one here and one really old one. It's also cleaned up, and they're both by Atlas. It's got some very nice low gearing though. Oh, that's not good. It did not like that crossover. Too much plastic insulators, I guess. Alright, let's go forward over it. Let's get a bit more speed. To the X crossing. Okay, we definitely know this thing does not like insulated points and crossings. Yeah. So let's try this again. Give it really revved up power. Come on, you. Alright, so with enough speed, it will cross the crossing. Sadly, not enough for this one. Now I'm going to move on to the coach pull test. Alrighty. I'm not going to take it full far, but let's see if she can pull them. And these are considered heavyweight coaches, if I'm not mistaken, and they were built by Atherin there back in the 90s. So there's a fair bit of weight to them, and it's pulling them along just fine. So with the weight of the coaches, it does help propel it through those points. Excellent. Alright folks, another test I have devised for this locomotive. I'm going to do some quick shunting with it, and then see if it'll pull these 3 pieces of rolling stock with the metal wheels all around the track. So back in with power. Lights on. See how she handles these Bachmann points. It is a switcher tank engine. And we died there. Backing her up. We're going to go collect the coal car first. Oh, almost died there. I think that's connected. Yes, it is. Nope. So it handles that bad point pretty good. And away we go. Cut the caboose. Doesn't wanna play nice. So here we are, coming up the incline. I'm only at about 50% speed. Coming down. Ooh boy, that wasn't good. Scoot you out of the way. Once more, coming up. Yeah, we got wheel slippage going up definitely. I'm at about 58% power. It almost sounds like the motor's slowing down. And we're going back into the yard. Now folks, for my final verdict and thoughts on the Bachmann 060 tank engine. So the detail quality, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. If it had crewman figures, I would have given it a full 4. It's a nice little tank engine, simple, but it does have its nice little characteristics and quirks and engraved details. That front wooden bumper did kind of throw me off a little bit. I'm going, oh, that's cool, but it's a plastic one, still. Probably paint that brown later. The quality of the locomotive when it came out in the packaging from shipping to my doorstep, it actually came out really nice. Nothing fell off, nothing broke, and even after it smacked on my desk, it still did what I wanted it to do. Fire up, run, and break in. Now the mechanism, at this point, I didn't open it up. Just from the way it performed, I'm thinking it's pretty bad. The locomotive itself, going up my basic incline around the back loop on the test layout, it was pretty lackluster, and it sounded like it was slowing down. Not from wheel slip, but actual mechanical slowing down. The performance of this thing, though, I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. I wanted to give it like a 3, but after seeing how it struggles over points without a bit of a load behind it, it's going to make shunting a bit of a difficult chore, because you do have to give it a bit of speed to get over those insulated joints. And as for the pulling power, as we seen today, it was able to pull 3 freight with plastic wheels, somewhat with no problems. 4 it was having issues. So we did the 3 freight with metal wheels, which is the only 3 freight I have, and it still kind of struggled a little bit. I wanted to give it like a full 4, but I'm aiming for full performance smoothness, so 3 freight with metal wheels is probably its best bet. And lastly, we were able to do the heavy coaches, and it pulled those along quite well. And doing some further testing later on, 2 would be its best performance, 3 it would be still there but not quite. Overall, for the value of this locomotive and what I paid, it's a great bargain. If it weighed a bit more, I would have given it a full 5 out of 5, but the weight's not there, so 4.5 out of 5 it'll have to do. So if you're looking for something and you don't have to worry about insulated points, this is the one to get. It's cute, it seems to be semi-reliable, and I definitely say if you find one, grab it, because I believe I paid less than 39 USD for it. Or no, 49. I paid less than 49 USD for it. So take care everybody, and have yourself a good evening, and look forward to my next video.